Joining me now is New Jersey Sharing Network Hospital and Community Service Coordinator, Denise Peoples. How are you, Denise?
I'm doing well.
It's so nice to have you sit down with me and have a little conversation.
I look forward to it.
Quite a unique story you have.
Yeah.
I know you're kind of famous because you've been all over the press and the media and people know who you are. You walk down the street and they call out your name. But you are a double lung recipient.
I am.
Can you give us a little background on that?
I was diagnosed in the early 2000. Started feeling some kind of way, 1999. Then I went to the doctor, and in 2000 they diagnosed me with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, which is usually at that time it was an older white male smoker's disease. And I've never smoked, and I think you can see that other part's not right. Yeah. So nobody in my family's ever had it. I got it. Yeah.
How long did it take you to after the diagnosis to actually get a transplant?
It was 6 years. 6 years, yep. 2006, I received my gift.
Gift of life.
Yes.
So you received a double lung transplant.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like right after that?
Wow. One thing that comes to mind is I was in ICU, and they kept me sedated a couple of days. They told me in the beginning, because I had also pulmonary hypertension, which meant fluid buildup. So they said, we're going to keep you sedated after the transplant. And when I opened my eyes, the nurse was in the room, had a tube in my mouth. I couldn't talk, but I could muster up enough strength to touch my face, to feel for the cannula, to see if it was on, because I'm like, okay, I'm here. So, and she turned around and looked at me and she said, are you looking for the cannula? And I just shook my head. And she said the sweetest words I had heard in 5 years. She said, it's on your face, but you're breathing on your own. And that had to be the best moment at that time.
For those who don't know, can you tell us what a cannula is?
It is the plastic tube that kind of goes up your nose, comes and goes around your ear, and is connected to an oxygen tank. And I drug that around for 5 years. So to be able to hear those words and know, wow, I'm breathing again, so yeah.
And look at you now.
Yes. It's amazing. Sometimes I'm like, because I took that for granted. We just do it. Yeah. Nobody thinks about it. You just breathe until you can't breathe. So, yeah, I honor my donor every single day. I think of my donor every single day. And I just do what I can to honor them by staying healthy and let other people know about the gift of life.
And you use your lungs for something else, something that I can't even do.
I think you can.
So a rumor has it you'll be singing and performing next year at the games in front of over 15,000 people. No pressure at all. And I know you sing, but can you tell us a little bit about those types of moments for you?
Well, I grew up singing. As a little kid, I sang in church. I was a contestant on the Apollo. I grew up doing this. And then it all stopped when I could not breathe, because you got to do one, got to work together with those two. And I couldn't breathe, so I couldn't sing anymore. And that was devastating to me, because that's something I always did. And after the transplant, I had to work at building my lungs and just getting myself back. And the very first time that I sang the national anthem again, because I did it during college and afterwards, was at our 5K in Long Branch last year. And to be picked to sing at the transplant games, I am nervous, I am excited, and I think what brings me to tears every time I sing it now is I'm actually singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to be there and to take it all in.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been with the Sharing Network now?
Oh, a total of 11 years.
Was this directly related to the fact that you had a transplant?
Yeah, while I was home recuperating, I wanted to know who in New Jersey does this, like who orchestrates this? And I went online and saw New Jersey Sharing Network. When I was able to go back out into the real world, I went to a copy center, and one of the employees from the Sharing Network was making copies. And I saw the logo, and I was like, excuse me. And next thing you know, I volunteered for about 4 years while I worked for the state, got an offer, and told the state goodbye and came here, and I love it.
What do you do with the Sharing Network?
Oh my
Can you give us
gosh.
kind of an idea of your role here?
Yes. To put it in one word, education. Education. Whether it be a nursing school, the actual nurses, doctors, the community, which is most important. The community, faith-based organizations, minority organizations. I go into the communities and talk about and educate people about organ and tissue donation, because I've seen it, because I work in the hospitals. I have seen when a family is approached and they never had the conversation. And it is startling for most. They're in a whirlwind already. And if they had that education before the tragedy and would know what victories could come out of that tragedy, when it does happen, they have that hope to hold on to.
Wow, that's so well said. Hope.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, with respect to the games, the games will encompass Newark as well. Can you tell us a bit about the need with respect to that community and how it's vital right now?
Well, Newark, the Newark itself has the largest number of people waiting in New Jersey. Essex County, which encompasses Newark plus other cities, has the most count of the counties of people waiting for transplant. To bring this information in such a way where it is respectful, it is celebratory, it is educational, all in one, will draw people to see the actual color of transplant, of donation. They'll be able to see it, because myths and misconceptions run rampant in minority communities. And for them to be able to see Newark's melting pot, but on a much larger scale, to see that I don't care what color you are, your loved one saved a life, and your loved one saved my loved one's life. So hey, it's going to be major. It is going to be epic for Newark to have this type of opportunity. And I am so looking forward to it. I am galvanizing and pulling people, because I want everybody to see it. Not just Newarkers, but everybody everywhere see what the gift, the real color of the gift.
So the transplant games historically have attempted to dispel the myths in minority populations. How do you feel like the games being held here now in New Jersey would help with organ donation overall?
I believe when people get the right information, like I always say, I'm not coming to you as a family for you to hear my words and decide. I want you to have the correct information so you can make an educated decision.
Absolutely.
And that is what is missing. I think the transplant games is going to offer the community that education on a larger scale than just me and the education team going here and there. This is going to be in their face, and they can see for themselves exactly what we want them to know, dispel the myths and misconceptions on a much bigger scale.
That resonates with me. I think especially in a time that we're in now, in this world that we're in, where, like you said, you saved my life, and he saved her life, and she saved his life, and so on and so on and so on. And education and conversation can really dispel a lot of myths that are out there and misconceptions, including things like organs don't know your ethnicity. Organs don't know your religious beliefs. Organs don't know your socioeconomic status. Organs don't know the color of your skin.
Right.
Organs know life.
That's it.
And I don't think anyone in the world would think twice if it meant saving a life, especially if it was their own
Oh,
or
yes.
their loved one. They wouldn't even ask.
Right.
On the contrary, you know, we're going to be, when you're singing that national anthem, we're going to be in a room with over 15,000 people. And if we look around that room, everyone is going to be of a different size and shape
That's right.
from all different parts of the world,
Yeah.
all different colors.
Yes.
And each and every single one would, without hesitation,
That's it.
hug, embrace anybody else in that room.
Right.
I feel like the games and that moment, because we will have that moment,
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
is a great example for our society today.
Exactly. I think that the pause on the games at this time is perfect because I think that people are starting to realize we can't do the same things we've been doing. It's unacceptable now. It's totally unacceptable. And I think that this will bring people together. I think that, like you said, it doesn't matter. I have no clue what my donor's race was. And because my donor's family said yes, they don't have a clue. There's so many people out there that they just want life. And there's so many people that want to give life. And I believe that this is going to put the glue in all of that when people are able to see around them like, oh, wow, of all different races, all different, statuses, everything. And I think that's going to be major, especially because everybody's going to get to see the transplant games because it's going to be all over everywhere, all over the world. And people are going to see it. And riding on the back of our country right now in the state that they're in to see that, I believe that puts the gift of life at another level. And not only just the gift of life, but living together.
Absolutely. Well said. Denise, I can't wait to hang out with you at the games next year
Yes.
and to hear you sing and for us to have incredible moments and create amazing memories with so many people from every corner of this country that come from all around the world.
Just happy to be alive. They don't care, just happy to be alive.
Absolutely. Thanks for taking the time and for hanging out and talking and being such an amazing example for all those who need that, and for those who seek it, and for us who work within the business. You're definitely an inspiration, and can't wait to show you off to the world.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's always nice to talk to you, and thank you for the platform because it's exciting. It's exciting.
It sure
Yes,
is.
it is.
Until next year, the 2020 games in 2021, we'll see you right here in New Jersey.